Hola chicas, you guys, welcome back to my channel. First of all, this is Simone Mon. This is being Simone Mon over here on my channel. This is my personal diary. I do a little bit of everything, which encompasses show reviews, product hauls, clothing hauls, just a plethora of things, whatever I'm interested in the moment. But right now we're doing the recap and reviews of Real Housewives of Potomac. If those are things you're interested in or you're just feeling my vibe, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button, the bell notification, so you know every time I upload a video, and come on this journey with me. We're growing and glowing over here in these streets, okay, for being Simone Mon. You guys, let me turn down my ring light. No, I can't turn it off because it's going through something right now. But I'm going to show you guys. You would have seen it. The way I plan to edit this is Andy's face. When Monique laid the read down, you still can't see it good. But I'll put it on the screen. I'll edit it in my video somehow. You guys, let's get into Season 5 of Real Housewives of Potomac. Part 1 of the reunion. You guys, I just keep saying you guys. Okay, y'all. First, let's get on track. Let me calm down. Y'all, I really have been bringing out my hat collection. It seems like I'm trendy and cool. Really, I just don't want to press out my leave out. But anyway, the episode starts with, of course, Andy making his rounds. And this is COVID safe. I'm so glad they got to do an in-person reunion. Andy goes around to everyone's rooms and we see all the women. The most memorable though was Monique and T'Challa, of course, because T'Challa needs to be on payroll at this point. And then also Chris is always with Monique. You know, he not gonna let her handle nothing on her own. And this really would be having them pressed, Lord. They can't take it because she got a man in her corner that's gonna take care of her, provide for her, and work through their problems. And not gonna have their business all out in the streets. But anywho, the looks. Let's talk about the looks. Okay, so of all the looks, I would say that my favorite look was probably Monique's. And you know, I'm biased because I'm just Team Monique. But I will say my girl is thin, y'all. And I don't like it. She's very, very thin. It's almost frail. She usually has much more muscle mass. Like, it's lean, but it's a fit lean. She's so skinny to me right now. But she still looks good. I love her bob. I love her hair. She cut it. Like, that's her hair. Or if not, that's some natural yaki bundles, okay, because it looks like her hair. My next favorite, of course, is Karen. I love Karen's wig. She said it's called the Victoria, I think, from the Dom. Look, I ain't never getting an RPG show wig, but it was beautiful. I just love the front, the tendrils. I'm a tendrils girl. I like tendrils. My next favorite look, I like Candace's glam. I love her ponytail. I love their ponytail. Not the dress so much with the big old bow. I like Wendy. Wendy just looked like a Nigerian princess. It was gaudy, but she gives gaudy. Like, she always looked gaudy to me. I did not like Giselle. It was too plain Jane. I did not like Ashley's. What was it? I didn't like it at all. I liked Robin's look. I think it could have been executed better. And then she said she got it from a prom shop. She had put that on her Instagram. It's like, you know what, you're right. And I had told y'all before, a lot of these women, they don't wear the best underclothes. And I'm a stickler for underclothes. So yeah, there's that. Giselle comes out, y'all, in his hair. So when Andy was in the back looking at all of them and talking to them, Cal was curling her hair. She came out there after all that curling, her hair was still flat. Did he not use hairspray? No spritz? Did you have some pump it up, Cal? Honestly, I know that's her friend, but she needs to fire his ass, okay? He needs to go, and she needs to get her somebody that's a 2-for-1. Somebody who can do her a 3-for-1. Her makeup, her hair, and style her clothes. And just be done with Cal's ass, because Cal ain't got it. Yeah, I like the set. The set was beautiful as well. It took them back to Madeira, Spain. When Andy was talking about that, I kind of felt like they was trying to rub it in Monique's face that she wasn't there. Like, oh, we had so much fun. Oh, it was so beautiful. Like, it was cool. It was cool. Then they play a montage of where they started and how it started and how it's going, basically. And Karen has made a full transition, and she is the grind down. Everything she had envisioned herself to be, she has manifested that for herself. Okay, let's go manifestation. Okay, Karen looks amazing. Giselle looks the same. Monique looks the same. Monique has upped her glam as far as like her makeup and stuff like that, but Monique always looked well put together. Robin has always pretty much looked well put together. It's kind of like, we'll talk about that, the whole pretty girl thing. Robin is one that executes pretty girl pretty well. She's not gonna go too far. She plays it really safe with her clothes and her dressing, and she's hired the right people to do like her glam on her confessional and, you know, her appearance looks. Now her day-to-day look is very plain Jane, but shit, look at me. This is not embezzled. Okay, I'm plain Jane too. So yeah, as far as their attitudes, Giselle has not changed. She's the same nasty, vile woman she's been since season 1. Ashley has changed a lot, but Ashley does kind of do a little peekaboo every now and then and show her old ways. Monique has never really been salacious, which is really my issue. Like, I hate that she has to be the one to put hands on somebody, because she's nice. Like, she's not that girl. She's not a Robin. She's not a Giselle. She's not one of those girls, a Ashley, that's poking Candace, that venomous mouth. She doesn't do that, and they'll be the ones that'll slap fire from your ass. Which is crazy. They talk about Karen and her looks, how they've changed. Karen has absolutely had work done. You know, it's undeniable, but that's also no one's business. If she wanted to share, she could. The thing is, the work that Karen has gotten done, it's good work. Okay, it's nothing to be mad at. She looked damn good. If she had a filler in her nose, or she got a whole neck scraped off and got a new one, it looks good. So kudos to Karen. Giselle's fashions is one of the first things that Andy talks about. And look, y'all, we've been talking about it all season. I've been talking about it for the last 2 seasons. Giselle's fashions are a disaster. But Karen said it was very therapeutic during quarantine. It helped me laugh a lot at your horrible fashions. And then Wendy and Candace say that she has pretty girl syndrome, which basically means she doesn't have to try. I get what they're saying and what road they're going down, but that road is a dead end. You're only so pretty. That works for everyday people, okay? When you're on television, it's a whole nother ball game. And there's just a certain way I would present myself to the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna have my shit together. If I gotta get my essay at Nordstrom or my essay at Neiman's to help me pull a look together and pay them a few hundred, maybe $1,000 on the side, if I know I'm a disaster, she knows she can't dress. If I know that's me, I'm gonna try to do everything I can to make that not me. So I get the pretty girl thing, but then I don't. It's like, and she's too old for that. And you on TV. Look, we can go down that road all day. It's a dead end, like I said. They asked Robin what she thinks about it. She gives a very politically correct answer, and Karen is so tickled because Karen's like, they are so happy I brought this up, because literally everybody chimed in. Everybody has something to say. Monique said, it's this emoji. Like, sis, what are you doing? Giselle, we all knew Giselle was gonna say that Karen wore fake Fendi. I do not believe the Grand Dame would go on television wearing fake labels. I absolutely believe what she said. She had it altered and they took the F off. She might not have had the best seamstress, because I've seen people say, you know, when you do alterations to like luxury fashion, the person is supposed to know how to do the alterations without, you know, basically chopping the name in half. But maybe it was just the little Korean alteration shops in Potomac that she went to, and they wasn't really, and she didn't care about it that much. Shit, cut it off. I paid for it. You know, so I really don't believe that. But Giselle was just holding on to that one. Ooh, I'm gonna say she wore fake labels. Girl, bye, you the one. Because she do be having, that's one thing about Giselle. Giselle be having all the bags, okay? Andy asks who's best dressed, and Karen, Monique says that it's Karen, and then he asks Candace, and Candace says it's a tie between her and Karen. Everybody sitting up there know Monique is best dressed, including Monique, but Monique says, I'm not vain enough to name myself best dressed. And that's when her and Candace start with the digs. Not in public. Not in public. Like, Monique started it with the whole vanity thing because Candace named herself, so I guess she's calling Candace vain. But then Candace is just so venomous, she can't take it. Not in public, not in public. Like, so this is where it begins with them and the shade throwing, which was subtle but shade nonetheless. And then we start talking about the green-eyed bandits. That is one thing that I've always said about Giselle and Robin. They're impenetrable. They're not going to turn against one another. They're always going to prepare themselves before filming and after. They're going to regroup and talk about it. They're always going to report to one another what it is they saw, heard, thought whenever they have interactions with the ladies. They are those girls. Like, and kudos to them. We all want friendships like that where you don't never have to worry about a bitch backstabbing. I'm with them on that. But I feel like what she's saying, Robin's, you know, explanation is, oh, we're real friends and it's not strategic. That's exactly what that is, though. That's strategy. Y'all are real friends, don't get me wrong. I feel you. But granted, y'all didn't know each other before the show because they'd only known each other 4 or 5 years and we're in our 5th season. But them being close allies like that is strategy, so that they don't ever have to defend themselves against the group. You know, it's always me and you against them, no matter what. And that's a strategy. So save it, Robin. While y'all may be good Judies and it's a genuine friendship, it's a genuine friendship based off strategy. Come on now, you're easy read. And then we start talking about Dr. Wendy and the 4 degrees. And they played a montage of the 4 degrees. As much as Wendy tries to defend it, you do use your degree status or your education to demean others, to make them feel like they're not as good as you. That whole Dr. Wendy, sweetie, was demeaning. It is what it is. And it's because she pulls out the degrees thing when we're not talking about that. If we're having a disagreement about who brought their child to the lake house and who was invited and who was allowed, or you got loud or aggressive with me and I didn't like it, what does that have to do with your degrees or the fact that you're a doctor? It don't. She does, and she has to own that. She uses her status as a professor, as a degreed person, to make it seem like she's better than other people, and you ain't. Okay, because at the end of the day, you on this show with them, probably making less money, Dr. Wendy. And so they talk about how Giselle was super easy with Wendy, and I've always said I think it's because of the sorority ties, because they're both AKAs. Because if I was in a situation and a new woman came into the group and she was my soror, she my top pick over all of y'all, and I ain't even gotta know her that well, but that's just how that goes. It's just one of those things. They asked her if she's still teaching. Absolutely, she's still teaching. She not giving up that job. She need the money. Because now you done occur, as much as Potomac is a job, it's also another bill. Because now you're a reality star. So it means you always have to be on. Not just you, your whole package. Your whole family have to be on. So that is another bill. Glam, you got to pay your glam. That's another bill. That money is coming out of that Potomac money. So you still need bill money to pay for them houses that they say she renting. But that's neither here nor there. She says that it's cultural for her to have pride in her education and to set that on a pedestal, which I get. I can agree with her. It is cultural. I got you. It still don't make you better than us. And we know what they say. If you know, you know. I'm not going to go down that road. And then they start talking about how she and Karen weren't able to see eye to eye or connect. And a lot of that had to do with Giselle keeping up shit between them. They call her to the carpet on that floozy freelancer. That is not what she said. But nobody ever says, Giselle, why do you always do that? Why do you go between everybody and add words and make it more than what it was? Why do you add insult to injury so we can be mad and fighting with each other? Those are the questions, Andy, that you need to have on them damn cards, okay? Because even Wendy, so Wendy said out of her mouth, that's not what she said. So why don't you look at her right now and tell her that's not cool, Giselle? Because me and her wouldn't have had to go down this road if you weren't inciting it. Somebody gotta hold this lady accountable. But in true Giselle fashion, she never addresses that. She says, she cops to it, she has to, it's on camera. But then she goes on to say, oh well, Karen never wanted you on the show anyway. I don't want, look, if I work in HR, I don't want them to hire somebody else because now I'm worried about my job, okay? Not unless we needed somebody. Like, I get it. Maybe Karen didn't want her on the show. Maybe Karen didn't like her. But Karen ain't calling no floozy freelancer. Whatever. She ain't say it, okay? I do believe Wendy's point about her not coming to Karen humbly and bowing and groveling, because you know she's assumed that position as the oldest woman on the cast, where okay, all the girls love me, they want me to be their mommy type thing. And I'm not gonna say that's why Karen didn't like her or didn't gravitate towards her, but I'm gonna say that added to the tension between them. If she would have, you know, tucked her tail and came to Karen in a very modest way, then Karen would have been open arms about it. But Karen would have been open arms about it either way, just as she was sitting on that stage, sitting in that first couch on Andy's right side. We're going, okay, it's close, it's fine, this is day one for us moving forward. Such an adult, such a grand dame, such a lady. And then we get to Candace. And Shady Andy said, I heard you finally moved out of Dorothy's house, and she didn't want to talk about it. She's gonna wait till Chris comes out, whatever that means. And then she says that, you know, they talk about her success with her music, and Andy asks her about her song compared to Ashley's song, and she reverts to her old Candace ways. She really have it out for Ashley because Ashley wrote that statement, but did she lie? Did she lie? What did you expect, Monique to just go to jail and roll over and have no, you know, defense for herself? Hell no. Candace and Andy go back and forth about the things that Candace says on Twitter. Andy called her a disaster on Twitter. She is. This girl literally wished death on somebody and then they died. She needs to get off Twitter. He called her a disaster and she said thank you. There's no end. She's like a Chucky doll. Like, she's like problem child. Negativity feeds her. Like, she loves it. Why? It's something real wrong with Candace, y'all. Candace done been through something that's unspeakable. She's giving Tamar Braxton vibes. Like, with how mean she is, I don't get it. I don't get it. They talk about the apologizing and how the women were after Candace to apologize to Ashley, but Ashley wasn't made to apologize in the same way. And then Andy poses a question from a viewer that asks about colorism. And Robin gets super defensive, right? Why are you looking at me, Wendy? Wendy, because she want to be down. I'm looking at all of y'all because I want to hear what you got to say. As far as the colorism, I've said this too about this cast of women. I think there's a lot of colorism, not based in the franchise or with the women, but as viewers watching, that's what that's the perception. Because it just seems like the women that are dark-skinned get it a little tougher than Robin, Giselle, Karen, and Ashley. And that's across the board. They never gave Monique a chance. Monique then talks about how, you know, Monique was in defense of people calling Wendy aggressive because Wendy's aggressive. But I get, you know, that is a dog whistle term used for black women, specifically dark-skinned black women. But Monique was kind of liking it too. Well, you know, after my issue, they was calling me ghetto and a hood rat. Also Candace was. And that's a dog whistle term too. So y'all okay with people calling me a hood rat and a ghetto bitch and all of that kind of stuff, but y'all not cool with somebody calling you aggressive? I just want to make sure. Okay, gotcha. Like, it's the same. It's two and the same. And they were willing to see that for themselves, but not for Monique. But they just don't like Monique at this point. They start talking about Candace and her provoking. She talks about how the way she speaks is more of a talent. And if it's getting you beat up, is that a talent? You know, if it's ruining relationships, the relationship with your mom is ruined, is that a talent? Like, you got to be able to talk to people in a way where they're not turned off all the time when y'all are discussing things that aren't rainbows and roses, you know? And she just, as smart as she is and as much acrobatic wordplay as she has, she really needs to learn how to read the room, especially with your loved ones. Is it worth it at the end of the day? Then they start talking about her having a baby and buying a house, and we know that's her upcoming storyline. And then on the hot mic, Monique talks about how, you know, basically Candace took no accountability, and then she starts talking about airing out everybody rumors, and actually like, no, no, don't do that. Because she already know Michael be doing the fool. And then we get to Giselle and the pastor. She says she's still building the west wing of the $1 million teardown. Candace's words, not mine. And then at some point her and Karen start going back to it, and that's when she had that old tirade for Karen about, oh, her Geritol kicked in. Now y'all, Karen is like 56 or 57. Giselle is 50. Giselle with this whole ageism, with this, oh, her Geritol done kicked in. Karen told her exactly right. Your ass is 50. Your old ass is 50 years old. Come on, it's not even a read at this point, Giselle. Who? Okay, Karen is 57 and she look like that. So what's next? And then they say that you know, her business is not in business. And Andy asks, where's your scooter? And she says that manufacturing closed down, and so she's no longer selling every hue. It's done. It's a closed chapter. Just say that. Be honest. There is no honesty on the hands of Giselle. Giselle is not honest about anything, and this sham of relationship is just the tip of the iceberg with her, because they're not in a relationship. I don't believe anything she said when she starts talking about her girls and how they feel about their dad, and how the scenes that they saw, I'm losing focus. The scenes that they saw helped push the conversation along. There's no conversation to be had. They don't like him. You don't stop not liking somebody because you saw yourself on TV not liking them. Where they do that at? Lies. She said her dad was exaggerating. So then, you know, Karen is talking about how the word on the street is not only is every hue no hue, but that Jamal Bryant is also having another baby with someone else. And she asks if it's true. Giselle says no, it is not true, and that her dad was exaggerating when he said he has 6 or 7 baby mamas. Because that's how he said it. He had more emphasis on the baby than the baby mama, than the mamas. Baby mamas. It was real old school. I loved it. And then that opened the door for Miss Monique Samuels to lay her ass flat. Monique says, oh really, that's interesting, because this woman has been inboxing me, and she pulls out the receipts book, baby. And when she started flipping them pages, I got concerned for Giselle. I really did. She started reading the conversation. This is a woman who's been in a long-term relationship with Jamal, and she's confirming that this relationship is for television, for Giselle to have a job to feed those Bryant children that he has 4 other of beside her 3. So he needs the help just as much as she do. Come on, somebody, if you with me. Okay? Screenshots of them in the bed, their conversations, and then Andy is like, well, how do you know that's real? And she calls out the phone number, and Andy asks Giselle, is that his phone number? This is when Giselle should have goddamn lied. I was saying, no, that ain't even his phone number. Shoot. She was like, yeah, that's his phone number. Okay. And then she has to get saved by her crew, and Robin is like, well, you know, what is your motivation behind this? To bag that bitch back all the way in that seat like she's sitting with cotton in her mouth and her throat congested with nothing to say. That's my motivation, because she's done nothing but that, or tried to do that to me the entire time I've known her. She and Giselle have not had more than 5 pleasant moments. So what's the motivation? The motivation is to let her know, here I am, bitch. You tried to get rid of me, but now I'm in your throat. How you feeling? You need some water? Okay, that's the motivation. What you mean, Robin? What's her motivation? And then here's Candace. Oh, she's been having these receipts for a while. She's wanted to do this for a while. So why you didn't tell Giselle that? So Giselle could have been, when she got ready, you should have let Giselle know, this what Monique got on you. So you need to have something to say when she busts this out on you. Why you didn't tell her? If she's been sitting on it so long, and that's your, you know, your friend, your support system, somebody who's holding her accountable and on your side and in your corner, why you wasn't in Giselle's corner, sister? Hello? It just don't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Monique wasn't wrong for bringing that to the table. And then my good girl Karen. Here's Karen. Well, I hope he's here. You know, oh, no. It was Monique first. Monique with the, you know, you got a new man every season. I hope he's sitting behind you when the husbands come out. And then here goes Karen. I love the play-by-play, y'all. I'm just playing it in my head. Is Jamal here? Giselle says no. Of course not. And then they just bagged on off. You guys. Karen and Monique played this reunion effortlessly. Okay? The Green Eyed Bandits should have did their homework. It should have had a binder, okay? It was everything I hoped it would be. And there are 2 more episodes after this. So I'm hoping, you know, Monique said she slept like a baby. I'm hoping and praying that it is everything we're expecting, because we still need the aha moment, okay? We still need the aha moment. Now, the way Monique going is going down the lines of like that Phaedra Reed on Kenya when she told her that her baby was gonna come from a man who needed a pizza. It's giving those vibes. I'm hoping she stayed down that road. But overall, it was a very good part 1 to the reunion. It's 3 parts. I hate the long ones, but I'm kind of living for it in this sense. I hope you guys enjoyed my review. Please be sure to like, share, subscribe. Leave me a comment and let me know what y'all thought about this episode. And I'm about to record my Real Housewives video, so Real Housewives of Atlanta video, so stick around for that. Look, I'm talking so much, I'm messing it up, so bye. See y'all next week.